All right, guys, what's up? Josh Crane from the Josh Crane Podcast. Today is Saturday, 10 January 2026. Sitting here with my son after his first week of the police academy. Let's talk about it. All right, guys, Josh Crane Podcast. I'm sitting here with my son, Jackson. Jackson left a week ago tomorrow for his new adventure. Jackson is, how do we technically say it? I normally, when people ask me, I just say he's a police officer for MTSU, but are you, what's your, I guess technically you're like a police candidate, maybe?
Yeah, I think that would be the best way, a police candidate.
Yeah. So you were hired by MTSU Police Department. You did their kind of initial phase-in program.
Right.
A lot of classroom work. Went on the road with your various FTOs, just kind of getting that initial experience before going to the academy. And then January 4th, which was last Sunday, you left home. For us, kind of a big deal as a family because it's the first time you've ever left for something like that.
Right.
You know? Right. And so I know on my end and your mother's end, it was pretty stressful, but nowhere near stressful for you. A different kind of stress.
Oh, yeah.
So let's go back, though. You've one of the things that your mother and I have talked about, and other people know about you that have been around us for a long time, is you've wanted to be a police officer since you were literally a little kid.
Yes, I have.
Why?
I think that stems from the line of work you do with friends that you've had since being in law school and being a DA and, being around police officers that we know. I think it's just something I've always been interested in.
Yeah. Well, you certainly have been consistent. There's that's a fact. So obviously when you got the job at MTSU, we were really excited about that. A lot of my friends that talked to us about that helped in one way or another, all told us it's a great department, great place to learn, great place to work. So we were excited when you got that. But Sunday, like I said, you left for the first time and you started TLETA, the Tennessee Law Enforcement Training Academy down in Nashville, Davidson County. So Sunday, you're all packed up, right? You got your bag, you got your uniforms, you got your packing list or whatever, and you leave the house, and I think you had to be there at 1:30.
Yep, 1:30. I'd be there at 1:30.
And you got there about an hour early, if I'm correct. Yeah.
Yep.
Sat in the parking lot or whatever, and so what was it? What's day one?
Day one, they instruct you to pull around to the back of the building. And so you just line up on the track that you'll eventually do your driving on, and you line up, you line your cars up, you get it parked, and you leave all your bags in there, and you get in line outside of the building next to the gym. And so you just get into group. You're organized by seat number. So when you go for orientation, they will give you your seat number.
And you had done orientation back in like December, like early December or something.
Yep, I did back in early December, and that's where you get all of the information that you'll need. What to pack, what to bring. You get your seat number, all that kind of stuff.
All right, so they line you up.
Mm-hmm. We line up, and you line up, and you just wait.
So let me ask you this, though. Let's back up, because obviously having experienced something, there's a lot of little detail that but you don't think about, right? It would be kind of like when you go to boot camp, like for the Marine Corps, at least this side of the Mississippi, you go to Parris Island. And, if somebody said, well, what was it like when you got to Parris Island? You could say, well, man, they were just yelling at us, and, we had to go in and we had to like put our clothes in a brown paper bag, and then we had to go get the clothes that they gave us, which is all true. But the more detail is like you fly into, I think it was Charlotte. You basically stay in this little room that's specifically designed for people going to Parris Island. You stay there for what feels like an eternity. Then you get on a bus and they bring you into Parris Island at night. And when the bus parks, this instructor gets on the bus. He literally stands up at the front of the bus and he says, on behalf of the Commandant, United States Marine Corps, and Commanding General, Parris Island, South Carolina Recruit Training Depot, I welcome you. Now get off my bus. And he starts screaming and yelling. And you get off and there's these little yellow footprints and you have to stand there. So when you got there and you parked, is there some nice little instructor standing out in the parking lot going, hey, could you just move your vehicle over here? Like what's going on?
No, everybody's trying to get to their spots. We have group leaders, which are other cadets that have really prior military experience. So they pick them because they've kind of gone through the process before. They know how they like things done. So you find your instructor, or not your instructor, but your group leader. You have Alpha, Bravo, I think all the way up to Echo. And that's how you're kind of separated. So I think it's 1 through, I think into the 30s is your Alpha group.
Okay.
And so on.
Like how many people? You got about like 30 people per group or something?
Yeah, about 30 people per group. And then obviously you have 1, 2, 3, 4, and those are your seat numbers.
Okay.
So really you park, you get all your stuff, and you're supposed to have your water jug in one hand and your envelope in the other. And you're just running because you don't know what's happening really. You're very confused on what's going on. So you find your group leader, and he kind of tells you what to do because he's been in contact with the instructors.
Oh, okay.
So he'll tell you, all right, they want your envelope in your right hand or your left hand, water bottle in the other hand. And everybody has to be organized in that fashion. They all have to be the same. So they, talk to the other people to make sure everybody understands kind of what's going on for the initial kind of day.
Okay.
And once you get in line and, they tell you what to do, you're just waiting. And that's when it really kind of builds up because you're like, I don't know what's going on.
Yeah.
All this kind of stuff. And so you just stand there in line. You don't talk. And it's really probably felt like an hour of just standing there, not knowing what's going on. People are running back to their cars because they either forgot something or, didn't have what they needed.
Now, while you're standing out there, are your instructors also out there, or are y'all waiting for them to show up from somewhere else?
We're waiting for them to come in from the gym.
Yeah.
So we're really sitting there and just waiting. And I don't know how long it was. It felt like an hour of just waiting. And instructor comes out, opens the door. They're in their tan uniform, and they're telling you what they want done. They're like, all right, they bring out this crate. Like, when we call your name, take the envelope, put it in the container, and they're going to do it by seat number.
Okay.
And your little yellow envelope has the cadet handbook. It has your keys, your phone, and then if you have your work phone, and your medical insurance card, and your wallet. And they do that for, in case anything were to happen to you, you needed to be transported. All of your stuff that you need is in one spot.
Sure. Okay.
So they call you, you run up, they ask what your name is, you tell them your name, your seat number, you give them your folder, and you get back in line.
Okay.
Once you get back in line, they go back inside, and you're just standing there.
Oh, okay.
So then you're like, all right, what's next? Shortly after that, the female instructor comes out, tells everybody to get into the gym. So you have so everybody's trying to shuffle into this one door. We had starting out, we had 136 cadets. So all 136 people are trying to fit into this one door. And again, you have to line up by your seat number. So then you're trying to figure out, all right, what number are you? Where do you need to be? Trying to find your team leader, because they want it in Alpha, Bravo, Charlie.
Yeah, okay.
And so you get in there, and they tell you to stand at attention. So you stand at attention, and then you're just waiting for their, like, what they want next. So they're kind of yelling at people. I got yelled at for not having my head shaved fully to a zero guard. And so
I told you.
Yeah, I know.
I told you.
So they're yelling at people, just kind of what you would expect.
Yeah.
Then they say, honestly, I can't remember what they said after that. Then after that, they told us to go back outside, go up to the hill.
Okay.
So the hill is it's what it sounds like. It's a big hill. And we get into group number again, and that's kind of what they call their hill day.
Okay.
All it is PT.
Okay.
So you'll run up the hill, run down the hill, bear crawl up the hill. We did a ton of bear crawls.
So, all right. So basically you get there, there's some initial kind of administrative type
Right.
Stuff that's conducted with kind of a methodology behind it. You're in your groups, you're in your seat numbers, give them all of this, material that you have, file into the gym. Your instructor, I'm trying to figure, like, when the instructors are kind of moving about, yelling and carrying on, I'm assuming that multiple instructors are mouthing at the same time.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. And so once they get all of that stuff done, it sounds like they transition to, all right, we've got your insurance card, your phone, your keys, we've got all that kind of stuff. Everybody's kind of accounted for, and now we're just going to turn on the gas.
Yep.
Okay.
Turn on the gas. And so all that day was PT, trying to weed out people, which they did. And it was really just the hill. You just run up that hill.
Everything's on the hill.
Everything's on the hill. You run up the hill. You'd bear crawl on the hill. And they had EMS there that first day, because you were supposed to hydrate. They told you to hydrate a month before you go.
Yeah.
So some people didn't hydrate, and you could tell. There was a couple people that EMS had to transport and take.
Yeah.
And some of those people you could see not like they quit after that.
Yeah. So just a bunch of PT.
Yeah, just a bunch of PT.
At some point, do you? Well, y'all got there at 1:30. Mm-hmm. Okay, so at some point, do you break for like your evening chow?
Yes, but before that, one of the things they would do too is check your vehicles.
Oh yeah, well you had that done, didn't you?
Yeah, I had that done. I was standing in line when I got there, and the Alpha leader told me, hey, because I had my metal badge that the department gave me. Like, hey, you may want to put that in your vehicle because when you do PT, you don't want to scratch it up, stuff like that.
All right, because you have to arrive in your issued uniform.
Yeah, in your department issued uniform.
And with your uniform, unlike some people have like
Velcro patches,
that are badges. MTSU actually still has the metal badge.
Yeah, we still have the metal kind of gold badge.
Yeah. All right. So you've got a metal badge on your uniform, and your team leader says you probably need to go put that in the vehicle because through the PT it's going to get messed up.
Yeah.
All right. So you run to the vehicle to do that.
Yep. I run to the vehicle. I unlock my vehicle, put it in there, and then I'm running back because I don't want to be late. Well. So after that, obviously we go in the gym. They do all that kind of stuff. Well, we're running up the hill, and I get to the top of the hill, and I'm waiting for the other people to start coming up the hill. And there's this instructor that's checking all the vehicles, make sure they're locked.
Yep.
So he gets to my vehicle, and my vehicle is not locked. So he opens up the back, checks the back. Open up all the doors, check it.
Which could have been really risky for you. And I know this, but it could have been really risky. Fortunately for you, you did try to pay attention before you went. And they were very clear in their instructions what did not need to be in that vehicle. And on any given day, I know that you and or I may or may not have multiple weapons in our vehicles.
Right.
And you and I made a point, like your vehicle had no weapons in it when you left the house.
Yep. The day I left, because they told us during orientation, no weapons are to be inside the facility. They didn't say really about the car, but what I wanted to make sure of is there was no chance of that.
Right.
So I went through my car and I cleaned everything. I took things out that wasn't even considered a weapon because I didn't want any of that to happen.
Yeah.
So I see the instructor going through my vehicle.
Because you left it unlocked.
Because I left it unlocked. But I felt very confident. I was like, there's nothing in that vehicle that, shouldn't be in there. So it's like, it is what it is. So after we ran the hill a couple times, did that, we went back inside, and from there, we went to chow. And I think it was lunch that we ate. And so, before we did that, one of the things that they wanted us to learn was how they want us to stand and present.
Sure.
So they taught us that. How the instructors wanted to be addressed. Yes, sir. No, sir. Yes, ma'am. No, ma'am. So we learned that. We kind of braked off into our groups, Alpha, Bravo, Charlie. And we learned the about face, all that kind of military stuff. And then we went out and we did color guard. So we lined up. We did our color guard. Said the Pledge of Allegiance, and then from there, we go to chow. It's very important that another thing is we don't walk anywhere. We're always running.
Yep.
So if you get caught walking, you're going to get a mouthful or an earful. So we run to chow, line up, and that doesn't have to be in any order. Just line up.
Yeah.
And so you go in there, you get chow, you eat, and then once you eat, you're told to go to the auditorium. So You run then to the auditorium. And that's where you get your instructions on kind of what they want you to do from there.
Okay.
And so they kind of, all the instructors kind of come out. They kind of tell you what their names are, all the kind of admin stuff. And then from there, they're told, they give you a kind of a lanyard that has your key. Key goes to your room.
Okay.
So you get your key, and then they tell you, go get your stuff, go upstairs, put it in your room, and then, and I think that was it from that day. So,
and your stuff is still in your vehicle.
Yeah, stuff's still in your vehicle.
Because the only thing you carried with you when you got out of your vehicle for your initial lineup was your
water jug,
and your packet that had that specific stuff in it.
Yep.
All right.
So, and they still had the packets. So you just had your water jug. So everybody's running out to their car, all that kind of stuff. And so I get to my car, and all the doors are open. So I shut the trunk, and I go around to get my bag. My bag's in my back seat, and all my stuff fell out.
It fell out.
Yeah, all my stuff fell out.
Yeah.
So I tried to put everything in there as best I could and zip it up. And then I ran from my car, which is good, I don't know, a good walk. And we went from there to upstairs.
All right, but hold on, because there's a detail here that you told me the other day that I think is important. So when you get to your vehicle and all the doors are open, you close them, and you got to move.
Oh yeah,
like this isn't like, hey, y'all just take your time and get your stuff together. You got to move. And somehow, all your stuff is dumped out. Yeah. So you try to put it back, but I remember you told me like it didn't go back as easy as it did when you packed it at the house.
Oh no, I had my sleeping bag was inside my bag, and I did not feel like I had enough time to roll that thing back up.
So what did you do?
So I stuck it through the handles and put it on my back and started humping with it.
Running with it.
But, all right. I also, to go back, when I was shutting all the doors, my badge was gone. So they took my badge.
Okay.
So took that, and
so you hustle up to your room. You get all your stuff put in your room, and then what?
So from there, I get all my stuff in my room, and the other cadet from MTSU I was rooming with, and a guy from MPD was there. So we kind of met briefly, been like, hey, we're going to be roomies. From there, I think we did some more PT. I don't remember what all we did. We did some more PT. Then we had to go get our linens. So we got our linens and our PT gear. So our PT gear are basically, it's like sweatpants, sweatshirt, T-shirt, and shorts.
Yeah.
So we get all that kind of stuff, get the linens, PT stuff, and bring that up to our rooms. Luckily, they didn't have us make our beds that night, which was good, because I don't think anyone made their beds that night.
Yeah.
Then we that was really it. We could be in our rooms. We couldn't be, I think, downstairs.
Yeah. Do you remember about what time y'all stopped that night, that first night?
I do not remember what time we stopped that night. Normally it's been 5, so it could have been 5 that night that we kind of stopped and settled down.
Okay.
And then it was lights out, had to be out at 10.
Okay.
So
something tells me, I don't know this, and obviously you've experienced a lot in a week, but something tells me you may have gone longer that night. And the only reason I think that is because I know that your mother looked at the GPS and saw that you were sitting in the parking lot about 12 o'clock, 12:30, something like that. And I know she sent you a text message basically just saying, hey, buddy, I love you. Good luck. We're praying for you. She woke me up at about 12:30, and you had just messaged her, and the message basically just said, I'm sore, I'm tired, I'm going to bed.
Yeah.
And that came a little after midnight.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking maybe y'all actually went longer that night than you remember.
Yeah, we could have gone longer. It's
a blur.
It's a blur.
All right. Well, it sounds like a fun first day. So moving through that week, obviously, I think, we talked before you left. You were a little bit nervous about going down there, didn't really know what to expect. But one of the things you told me, and one of the things that one of our very good friends, told you on the phone the day before you left, he made an effort to call, and he's somewhere that's not super easy for him to call us, but he told you, he said, listen, Jackson, you just nod your head north and south, do what you're supposed to do, and make it through each day. So after that first day, did you have a feeling like, all right, I made it through day one? Like that's an accomplishment.
I did. I was still obviously nervous, not sure what to expect. But yeah, I was like, all right, day one's done. It's, can't be too much harder, which was not the case.
Yeah, you learned that.
Yeah. So how the progressions of the day would go is we'd get up at 5:30 in the morning. We'd go down to the gym and do PT. PT would consist of different stuff. We'd do a warm up lap, which I don't remember what the distance was. And then you'd do like your push-ups, your planks, all that kind of stuff. You'd use your water bottle. You'd hold it up, above your head.
So the PT that you're doing, though, is this like, is this like if me and you were to get up one morning and go do a workout, or is this like y'all are getting smoked?
No. Of course, it's obviously different people's fitness levels.
Sure.
Obviously. But no, it's really just to warm you up. Yes, you're going to be sore, but it's not meant to smoke you.
Okay.
They have a place where they smoke you. Yeah.
Okay.
But no, I mean, they're not yelling at you or anything like that. It's kind of a calm kind of
just getting the work in.
Just getting the work in.
Okay. So after PT, what are we doing?
After PT, you go to lunch. So get in your line.
Or breakfast.
Yeah. You're going to breakfast. And I'll kind of explain how breakfast kind of goes. You have 10 tables in there, and they're tables 1 through 10. And you have 5 seats numbered. So, you have a table, or a seat 1's going to be on the side of the table. Seat 2's on the other side.
So it's okay. So so for people that are listening,
yeah.
So if you've got a table, seat 1 would be like at the corner of the table.
Right.
Seat 2 is directly across from seat 1. Seat 3 is right next to seat 1.
Yep.
Then seat 4 is directly across. And then do you have so how many people are at a table?
6.
6. Okay. So 2 on the sides and 2 on the ends?
Yep.
Okay. So it goes 1 across 2, 3 across 4, and then 5 is up between basically 1 and 2 on the end of 1 and 2, and then 6 is on the end of 3 and 4.
Yep.
Okay. And every table is set up the same way.
Every table is set up the same way.
But unlike a conference that you go to where it has a nice little number that says this is seat 1,
they do not have that.
You just have to know that that's seat 1, seat 4, seat whatever.
Yep, you have to know that. And so there's no talking when you're in chow. I want you to eat. So you get your food, You tell them what they want. Normally it's a meat and a side. And then sometimes for like breakfast, you'll get like orange juice and stuff like that, Gatorade. So you get your food, you go find your seat. And for example, let's say you're the first guy in the chow line. How it goes is you're going to go to table 1, seat 1. Set your tray down. You do not immediately sit down. You stand at attention. What you're doing is you're waiting for that second guy to come through, because what he's supposed to do is go to table 1, seat 2.
Which would be directly across from you.
Which would be directly across from me.
Okay.
Once he gets there, he sets his tray down, stands at attention, and y'all nod.
So you both acknowledge one another, no words.
Yep.
You just nod at one another.
Yep, we nod, and that gives both of us the signal that we can either sit down or you can go get, Gatorade and then come back, sit down, eat your food.
Okay.
And then so forth with the other seats. If you have somebody that leaves the table, so if the guy sitting at seat 2 leaves, dumps his tray off, then whoever's next in the chow line is looking for the first available seat.
On the first available table.
On the first available table.
So, for example, if the guy that's sitting at seat number 2 gets up and he's done and he goes and dumps his tray, and at the same time, some guy at seat number or table number 5, seat number 3, he also gets up and dumps his tray. Whoever is next in line better go to seat number 2, table 1, and not seat number 3, table 5, even if that seat's closer, because you have to fill them in order.
Yep, you have to fill them in order.
I got you.
So you go there, set your tray down, you wait to be acknowledged. So you stand at attention, wait for the guy to acknowledge you, and then you sit down, eat.
Now, I've never been. I've been to TLETA, but in an administrative part. I've never been where you're at. So, from the point that you get your tray, do you have to walk a particular path to get to your tables, or is it just you just go however you got to go?
No, you can go however you want to go. Instructors have a table too that's reserved for instructors. In between those tables is no man's land. You are not supposed to walk in no man's land.
Okay, so you can get to your table however you need to get to your table, as long as you do not traverse no man's land.
Yep. And people I've done it, that walk through no man's land and you're getting a quick smoke session.
Oh, so you went through no man's land.
I did. I went through no man's land.
Even though they told you not to.
Yeah, even though they told me not to. So, and that, they do different things. For me, they had me set my tray down, and I did bear crawls around the
cafeteria?
Around the cafeteria, roared, and then sat down. So that's kind of how that went.
Okay.
And then after, the last thing you would do is, after you got done eating chow and you threw your stuff away, you go to this pillar facing the kind of where they're serving the food, and you'd be like, kitchen staff, thank you for my meal.
Yeah.
And then you go run to the auditorium.
It's kind of like going, it's kind of like going through the chow line with your little tray, and you're yelling, mashed potatoes, loud recruit. You're moving on.
Yep. So after that, then it would be classroom work. And they would cover different stuff. I think the first day we covered history of law enforcement.
Okay. Yeah. So basically a day for you is you're up early, you're doing PT. After PT, you're doing breakfast. After breakfast, you're doing classroom. After classroom, you're doing lunch.
Doing lunch, back to class.
Back to class, and then you're also are you doing evening PT as well?
No.
Okay. So just a lot of classroom.
It's a lot of classroom stuff.
Okay. And then when you do evening chow, is that kind of the end of the day, or do you go back to class after evening chow?
No, right now how it stands is after evening chow, you, unless they need you to go get something or get uniforms, after evening chow, you then do your color guard, and then that's kind of the end of the day.
Okay. So you're doing like formation.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Okay. Yeah.
So that's how the day would end, and it ends, they try to end around at 5 o'clock.
Okay. Yeah.
Is when it starts shutting down. So that's how the day would go.
And then you just wake up the next day, do the same thing again.
Yep. Wake up, do the same thing again.
And just keep going and going and going.
Mm-hmm.
So let me ask you this. By the time you cleared your second day, moving into your third day, have the nerves kind of settled down a little bit?
No, and I'll tell you why.
Okay.
That second day, well, no, it was actually the first day. I was supposed to report to an instructor to get my badge.
Oh, yeah, because they took your badge out of your unlocked truck.
They took my badge out of my unlocked truck. Well, I forgot to report to this said instructor.
I raised you better than that.
I know. So after that second day during chow, she came up to me and asked me why I didn't report to her office. And I told her, ma'am, I forgot. And so she let me go. And so I made it a conscious effort that night that I was not going to forget to go down to her office. So I went down to her office, and their office is, we can go down there if we have a reason to go down there, but it's kind of like their space.
Right.
So I wasn't sure how really I should go about going down there. So I was just kind of doing what I think should be right. And so I went down to her office, and I standed at ease, and I just waited for her because she was out handing linens to some of the people who didn't get it that first night. So I'm just waiting down there, and we have two female instructors. One of them came up to me, asked me what I was doing, and I told them that I was waiting for this female instructor to get my badge. So she finally comes, she gives me my badge, and she's like, "We'll talk about this in the morning." So no, my nerves did not go go down after that. And I will say after maybe that second to third day, it was getting to me mentally. I wasn't sure, if this was something for me, if this was something I could do, but this is something I want to do.
Yep.
And so I took a small notebook that I had, and I wrote all the weeks 12 to week 0, Monday through Friday. And what I would do is every day I would go to class, morning class. I would scratch off Monday. And so that was just a little thing that, would help me be like, all right, I made it through Monday.
Yeah.
Made it through Tuesday. So, and really once you get down kind of how things are going to go and what they expected is not really that hard. It's not that difficult. All you do
to do what they're asking you to do.
Yeah, to do what they're asking you to do. I mean, you do PT. You say yes sir, no sir. You yell instructor on deck, whether they're in the hallway or and you see them. You yell instructor on deck. You go to class and eat. It's all you do. So if you can get that down and know what you're doing, it's not that hard. You can do it.
Yeah. So that's week 1.
Mm-hmm.
I know at least on our end, there were a lot of prayers offered up every day just so you would have, as much peace as you could have about what you were doing, guidance, protection, because your mother and I know how much you want this. Mm-hmm. And so, literally every day that would go by, we kind of took the approach of, okay, we haven't heard anything that says, hey, Jackson's coming home, so that's another day. He's made it another day. And all of my friends were telling me if he can make it the first week, like, he can do it. He can do it. Mm-hmm. And you did. You made it first week. Now, to be fair, we know that for you, one of your biggest tests actually comes Sunday.
It does.
Because Sunday, you're going to actually take the first exam. Mm-hmm. And, I'm nervous about it, People that know us know, you have dyslexia. So reading has always been difficult. You and I spent a portion of today, going over Fourth Amendment, search and seizure, all those kind of things. So you got a lot of material. So how do you feel knowing that, tomorrow at some point you're going back down and you've got that exam? Like, how do you feel about it?
Nervous. I don't know. I feel like if I can get through these, because the first week and second week tests, from what they've told us, are what gets people the most.
Okay.
So I feel if I can pass the first and second week tests, I'll be good. I am nervous because of how they conduct the test. So how it works is every week you'll have a test on Sunday. You have basically 3 attempts to take a test. So how it would go down is, say tomorrow I take the test. You have to get at least a 75 from what they told us. And I don't know how many questions, maybe 50 questions on the test. So let's say I go in tomorrow, I take the test. If I don't pass the test first time, I get a chance to retake it.
Okay.
If that second time I retake it, I pass, I'm good.
Okay.
And then let's say, week 2, I take the test, I'm good. Week 3, I take a test, and I fail it. I have second chance to retake it.
Oh, so you've got 3 total.
3 total.
Not 3 per test.
Right, 3 total.
Okay.
So I passed that second one. I'm good. If I go through the rest of the weeks and I'm good, and I get to week 12, if I do not pass that test the first time, I get kicked out.
Okay.
So that's really what I'm nervous about.
Yeah.
Too. And then same thing, like, if I go to week 1 and I fail week 1's test and I retake it and I fail it again, I'm out. So the exercises, even getting smoked, is I'm good with that. I can handle that. So it's really going to be taking the tests that's going to determine whether.
Well, yeah. And I know that that's tough. I know that that's it's making you nervous. I know that. I guess for me, what makes me nervous and kind of anxious for you is that I know that you know the material. Mm-hmm. Like, I know, because when I sit down with you and I talk to you, and I noticed this today when we were working together, when I sit down and I talk to you about, like search warrants, for example, mm-hmm. And I ask you, like, who can issue a search warrant? I say, okay, and a search warrant, is based on what level of proof? Probable cause. Like, yeah, right, right. You know that. The difficulty is if somebody hands you an iPad or a piece of paper and it's got the test written on it, your ability to read that and make sure the words are correct, that's the hard part. Mm-hmm. So it's not that you don't know the material, it's because of the dyslexia, processing the words in your brain is just different for you.
Right.
So we're certainly praying and very hopeful that, you're successful with that because I know you can do it. I know you can. So tonight is, tonight we're going to go out to eat.
Yep.
Try to get some protein. And then tomorrow, I think, are you going down a little early tomorrow to meet with some other folks to kind of do study prep one more time?
Yeah, I'm going to go down at 12 and study before we take the test. I wrote it down, but I think I'd be down there at...
Like 4:30 is the test, right?
Yeah,
or something like that.
4:30 is the test. They want us there 15 minutes early. So
yeah.
Get down there, take the test, and see what happens.
Well, I'll tell you this. I mean, and I know, some of this is not within your control, but man, as soon as you take that test and where you stand on it, I'd love to get a text message because I'm going to be pacing the floor for you at home, All right, man. Week 1 is done though.
Yep.
And I thought about this today when I got up this morning and I drank some coffee. I was sitting in my office at the house and I thought to myself, like, just in a week, I've seen a difference. I've seen a maturity level difference in you. I mean, it's really hard to put into words how proud I am of you because this is a dream that you've had for a long time. You're going after it. I know, my closest friends know that we tried everything to talk you out of it.
We did.
Even my police officer friends, tried to convince you that, man, the fire department is such a better way to go, But this is your thing. Mm-hmm. This is what you want to do. And that's important. So I'm excited to see what the next 11 weeks hold for you. And I pray for continued success and just, like our buddy said, just nod that head north and south and go do it because you can do it.
Yes, sir.
All right, buddy. Love you. Proud of you. And tomorrow, go get them.
Yes, sir.